Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with another CAS video. This time, obviously, as you can tell, it's a speed CAS video. I decided after the random genetics challenge, and everybody seemed to kind of, respond pretty well to that, to, try to do a little more now and then. I haven't really done any just because I haven't had any characters that I've been making or anything that I wanted to make. Um, and I didn't do any when I did like all the My Little Pony stuff because I'm usually very like fidgety in CAS. I'm like adjust this, and it takes me forever, especially like and then the clothes and the makeup and everything. So I just never know how that's gonna come out like in recording. But I decided to do one this time, and I'm actually wasn't too bad. I kind of made sure to try to do it in mind, knowing that I'm going to record and I'm going to speed it up. So try not to like go back and forth between close and face and close and face and close and face. So I wasn't giving anybody like whiplash watching it. But yeah, so this is a character from a book that I have been reading. Actually, I've been actually listening to the book, but whatever, same difference. This is Cinder from the novel Cinder by Marissa Meyer. It is a another obviously retelling of Cinderella. It is actually set in the future, and I kind of look at it like Cinderella's a little steampunk in this because she is part cyborg. So I thought that was really cool. I really like the premise behind the book, so that's why I kind of wanted to read it. Plus, I love Cinderella and I love like fairy tale retellings and stuff like that. I think they're usually a lot of fun, and I like seeing what authors do with the characters. So I started the book a while ago, and then I kind of haven't been reading for quite a bit. So the other day I was just kind of listening to the audiobook again, and just kind of spawned the idea that hey, why don't I do a CAS and make Cinder. Just my version of her. Because I don't remember a description of Cinder in the beginning of the book. There may have been one, but again, like I said, I started, like listening to the book like a while ago, so can't really remember. But yeah, so this is just my version of her. Obviously, in the book, she is a teenager. I made her a young adult just because it's easier. But yeah, so I decided, make her brunette, but I still gave her like the blue eyes that I kind of think of like Cinderella being blonde hair, blue eyes, but kind of wanted to give her brown hair. I kind of just was thinking that would, I don't know, just seemed like that. That's just kind of how I pictured her, I guess. But I did the ponytail because she is, in this story, she's obviously not a maid, she is a mechanic. So she repairs broken like technology and, androids and stuff like that. And the story takes place in a futuristic like New Beijing. So, they kind of go into the description, of that, and like she's in this marketplace where she's, got like a stand to repair robots and things like that for people and like technology and everything. And, of course she is part cyborg, so she does try to hide that. So like she has a cybernetic hand and a cybernetic foot. And obviously like she's got like cybernetic stuff like internally too, but and like something in her brain, so like she can like tell when people are lying, like it shows up like in her eye, like, so that's really kind of cool. But yeah, so it's like really her hand and her foot, so that like people would notice that obviously if she wasn't wearing gloves. So she wears gloves a lot, so that's something that I did when we get into her everyday wear. I made sure she was wearing gloves because that's part of her character. I don't know really where I was going with that, but yeah, so it's really kind of cool because she is basically her just I don't know too much of her backstory. We haven't gotten too much into it. It's basically just she obviously lives with her stepmother and stepsisters. Her father wasn't actually her father. He traveled to Europe and basically adopted her. So she is basically living in New Beijing, but she is supposed to be like European or whatever. So that's why she doesn't look like she's from Beijing, because that's like not her character. And the only thing that we really know about her past is that when she was 11, she was in an accident that caused her to need the implants, and that's what made her, part cyborg. Yeah, and then there's a lot more to the story, but I highly recommend checking it out or looking at it or, reading the synopsis or whatever to get more background on the story. That's just, a little bit of an overview and everything. But yeah, so, yeah, so I'm just kind of trying to, put together all of her clothes and everything. There wasn't obviously a lot of description going into like her wardrobe. Not that I recall anyway, which is good. You're spending more time on the characters and everything. But I knew, obviously she wears gloves, and she's working with her hands on electronics and things like that, and, so she's probably going to be in, like, welding and stuff. She's probably going to be wearing gloves for safety anyway, but also to hide her cybernetic hands. So I wanted to make sure that the gloves were part of her everyday outfit, and I wanted to give her something, I guess, a little, like, I didn't want it to be, like, she can't wear something, like, delicate and pretty, because that's not, her character. She's out there working. She's a mechanic. She's, not, I mean, obviously she's not, like, treated really well by her stepmother and stepsisters. She does have a good relationship with one of her stepsisters, but, whatever. But, like, her stepmother isn't like, oh, here's some nice fancy dresses. She's like, whatever. So, I kind of gave her a little more of a tough vibe. And, I wanted it to be a little more, I don't want to say like sporty, but it's just, casual, it's comfortable, it's a little more functional, and, just whatnot, yeah. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. And, for her formal, I did want to make her look a little bit more dressed up, obviously, because, Cinderella goes to the ball. And there is, it's either a ball or a festival. I think it's a festival in the book. I haven't gotten to that part yet. But so, so she's obviously, I mean, that's a huge part of Cinderella. So, so I kind of was going through just trying to find her, a dress. I didn't really have a lot. I was kind of looking at some of these, more old-fashioned kind of style dresses, thinking that might work. And then I was trying to do things with the gloves, and the gloves weren't working. So I was like, you know what? We got it with her casual outfit. I'm not too worried about, doing it 100%. So I ended up kind of scrapping the glove idea for her formal outfit. And I kind of went back to the one because I really did like this, and I thought it was really pretty, but it's also very simple, and that's what I liked about it. So I kind of went with this one. But, yeah, I thought it was really very pretty and very, but still not too, out there over the top. Kind of just something that I could kind of see her wearing, I guess. Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Something kind of lost train of thought. This is like the second time I've had to do this video because I had everything sped up, I had my overdubbing done, I had everything ready, and then Premiere Pro froze on me when I tried to do the end bit of recording, and so I lost everything and I had to do it over. So I'm like trying to think in my head, like, what did I talk about, like, to fill up this space in this entire thing? But yeah. Yeah, I was messing around with the gloves and her athletic outfit. Like, should I put gloves on? I'm like, that's not gonna work. It looks ridiculous. So I kind of just, I wasn't too concerned with her athletic. I kind of used this top because it kind of covers part of her hand, so it was like the best I could think of. I wasn't too concerned with, like, her sleepwear or anything else like that because, it's not really integral to the character. It's really more her everyday outfit that I really wanted to be very fitting for the character. And, my opinion anyway, but obviously, like, I don't know what people in futuristic New Beijing wear, especially when it's kind of like it's almost got that steampunk kind of vibe. I mean, people are like partially cybernetic, they have all these implants and stuff, and I mean, even though like cybernetic people are treated like, second-class citizens, so I kind of just, whatever, I kind of just did casual kind of things for her because she's not really dressy, so she wouldn't wear like a fancy, like, baby doll slip or anything to sleep in. So I was just like, okay, little shorts and that kind of like hoodie kind of top, even though it's a hoodless hoodie, I guess. And then with her party wear, I kind of just went back to the kind of more functional. I don't know what I'm thinking. You'll see when we get to putting it on her. I was originally gonna try to do like a dress or something, and then I was like, we're gonna go with a. It could be another everyday outfit, I did do the gloves again, and boots and the jacket kind of a thing, and just gave it like a little more tough, I guess. Yeah, well, you think I put leather pants on her and everything. I was, trying to just do different things, and I was like, all right, these leather pants will work, and then boots and everything. So, yeah, she's not super, girly or fancy or anything, because she works with her hands a lot. She does, a lot of manual labor, and she's trying to like make her way out there. She's Cinderella, man. I don't know. Yeah, so yeah, I again, like I said before, I would definitely check out the book. It's really good. I might not even be like halfway through, but I really like it. And there are actually other characters, so there's 5 total books in the series. One of them, the last one, is coming out, I think, in a couple months. I'm not sure. Or like relatively soon, sometime this year, I think. And so the other ones kind of revolve, or like they kind of build on the story of like Cinder and Cinderella, and then like there's one that's kind of like a retelling of Rapunzel, and then there's Red Riding Hood. I'm not sure which order those ones are in after this one. And then there's like a prequel kind of a story that's about the evil queen. And then there is, I think the new one is more like Snow White. So who is like the stepdaughter or something of the evil queen. So obviously like very similar to Snow White. So those are the other characters. So I think as I read the books, I may actually create the other characters too, but that might be a ways coming because I don't read very often anymore because I'm doing all of this stuff. But yeah, if I get around to it, I would probably like to create some of the other characters. I think that'd be fun. But yeah. And so I'm kind of just going through all of her clothes and everything here, and then I'm going to end up giving her her traits and everything. So I gave her the computer whiz trait, since she is cybernetic, and so she would need to know a lot about computers. Her aspiration. And I gave her the geek and perfectionist traits, and I also gave her my custom content artificial trait, artificial intelligence, because she is a cyborg, so it kind of fit perfectly. But yeah, so that is Cinder. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun making it, and I will see you next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.